So if I have been amiss and not been able to contact you directly, know you're in my heart forever. Thank you. It's yours.
Thank you. I get to follow that. Why don't we do a code? I have a code here that we haven't done in a while. It's bringing in our life force energy. It feels what I need right now. And the code, I'll say quickly, it's 332333. So we'll say that 3 times slowly, probably breathing deeply in between, just to get us all here. Yeah. 33, 23, 33. 33, 23, 33. 33, 23, 33. I love these codes. Thank you for the codes. Or thank you for the codes. Thank you all. So we have some items for sale if you still have some holiday gifts to buy from Wings Alive. Crystals, blankets, wands, all the usual stuff out there. We will do then after the session the raffle. We've got some items here for that. And then I think there's no other big news. Any other news we'll do in the newsletter of courses and things coming up? I know there are some.
There is a big news.
Yeah.
Next year we're going to be starting a senior discount. So we will have that all set up on the internet. And so we're really happy to be able to offer that to anybody that qualifies, which is 65 and over. And so that's really great. I'm really happy about that. And it's really funny. I have a cough drop in my mouth, and I know Haniel's going to hate it. So I hope she won't just like project it, spit it.
We'll tell you what she does.
Yeah, that could be really interesting, I can tell. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, she's going to hate this.
Yeah, we have a tissue.
It's so funny. Yeah, they do have a sense of humor, thank goodness. Yes. Oh, gosh. I am working through my list of clients calling for appointments for next year. So I'm making my way through. I had a little thing last week with laryngitis again. So I'm happy to be here and have a voice. And so I will make through my list. So thank you for your patience. Let's see here. Gosh, I've got classes coming up in January. So we've got Connecting with the Divine, which is basically teaching you everything that I know about my psychic abilities and how I develop my psychic abilities. So that's important to have fun with. A lot of fun. A lot of information, a lot of fun. There are 3 levels to that. I'm also teaching Reiki in January. My form of Reiki is the but traditional Usui method, plus my own information. Since I became a Reiki master teacher in 1994, I've done a lot of research that was not taught to me in Reiki. And I truly believe that what I was taught in Reiki, although I'm like 2nd generation down from one of the Reiki, top Reiki masters, Iris Furumoto, who was I am not thinking right now, Mrs. Takada's granddaughter. And that lineage has some speciality with it because it means a purity of energy. And many times when I'm doing my attunements in Reiki, I actually bring through Haniel, and Haniel does the attunement. So that's pretty fun. But there's a lot of different things that I have learned over the years because I really believe that Reiki is an immense power of miracles. And that I teach that level to understand what you've got so that people don't take a class and go, yeah, I did Reiki. But I'm going, oh yeah, I've got Reiki. This is so cool. So I just wanted to emphasize that. You will see that on the internet. I think we've got one of the slides that go across. I apologize, we were supposed to have a whole bunch of new crystals today, but voice was not there. So we will have new crystals in January and also on the internet, just to let you know that. I'm just so happy to see all of you. Thank you so much for coming. And it's not snowing today. I'm really happy about that. So please look on the internet. A lot of the classes I will be doing different places. Sometimes I do them up at Mount Vernon Country Club, which I think is now called Mount Vernon Canyon Club, because they don't have a golf course. Well, they share one. But it's weird because you go there and it's a beautiful place, and they're like, it's a country club, where's your golf course? And I go, well, it's up in Evergreen. Oh, okay. That's fascinating. So now I think it's called Canyon Club. But it's a beautiful place where we usually do the classes in the boardroom, which has this massive deck. And you can see out all over the valley, and it's just beautiful. It's always a really wonderful place to do classes in. So, gosh, I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay.
So stay tuned to the newsletters and the website. There's all the information there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. And the book is coming. I'm still working on the book, and that was my experience about creating a miracle from the brain tumor. And the book is interesting because it's not really cough, cough, cough. It's not really it's not about cancer as much as it's about miracles and how I created that, because there was a process that you go through. It's really wonderful when we can just create miracles just because all of a sudden they just sort of pop up and they happen. It's so fun. But there actually is a process, a technique that you can actually do. And that's something that I learned through this process. Cool. Wonderful. So the book is called Journey to Miracles. And I'm very excited about this book. I have to say, I was rather like a dog being drugged to the vet about writing this book. I don't know if anybody has a dog and trying to get into the vet's office, and it's going, no, it's just stiffening up as much as possible. Or if you're like my wonderful big Ilsa that's 80 pounds, she just lays down. And she's like, I'm not moving. You cannot move an 80-pound dog. It's just not going to move. Well, I was kind of like that writing this book, because when you've been through something really difficult like that, it's not really a fun idea to go back through it again. It's not. You just don't want to, you want to get as far away from that as possible, riding into the sunset of eternity and never look back. But it's given me an opportunity to look back and really appreciate how much I learned and how much I changed in a positive way through that experience. So I'm happy to share it with you, and we will definitely let you know it's when we have an actual date that is being published. We're also getting up a Facebook for the book and also to a website for the book. And again, look through the newsletter. We'll let you know about all of that coming about. Okay? So will you be able to pre-order the book on Amazon? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess that's my news.
That is your news.
Okay.
You did have news. And I was smiling. I think I was projecting potentially, but I had the privilege of seeing Star Wars, and I'm sitting here, and you all of a sudden started looking like Yoda, like you just turned into Yoda to me. And even when you said far, far away, yes, in a
I've
galaxy
been called
far,
that
far
before.
away. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I've been called Yoda before.
I'm not surprised. You are.
Not very much a compliment, I have to say.
I'm mentally and spiritually, Yoda is the master teacher. So I'm not saying you look like Yoda, but you are my master teacher.
Well,
you are my Yoda. How's that?
I just don't have the ears.
No, you don't have the ears or the green coloring. Yes, you do kind of have the height, though.
I know.
I just thought of that.
You know, that's just been one of those things all my life. I bet you can't even tell what position they always have me play in softball. Yes. Shortstop.
No way.
That's a hard position to play. It's like, oh, she's shortstop. Mhm.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
Not really, no. No, I have this most remarkable ability that whatever game that I play that has a ball in it, it goes straight up when I hit it. I really don't understand this. I really don't understand the physics behind that, but I can actually hit a ball with a bat and it goes straight up. It doesn't really, it does not go forward at all. It just goes straight up. Volleyball, straight up. Basketball, straight up. Thank God it has to come down into a net. I was actually really good at basketball. I could make a basket at half court. But it was great because nobody could ever steal the ball from me because I'm so short. It's so far down there that nobody can get down there to get to the ball. That was pretty funny. Pretty funny. Everybody hated me in volleyball because I'd serve that ball. It would go straight up and it would come straight down right next to the net. And everybody's piling into the net and they can't hit the ball. Oh, they were so mad at me. Like, and I have no idea how I do that. It's a really unique talent.
That's great.
So
Oh, that's good.
my resume of unique talents.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that might be one of your chapters in your book, yes?
No, I don't think so.
I know. Okay. Oh, well, we'll come back to center, but I know laughter is a good thing for all
It
of
is
us.
a very
It's a
good
very
thing.
good thing. So you all know we'll take a break, about a 10-minute break, about every hour, and exuberance outside, stay grounded, rings, holy water, all those good things. There's food. Last I saw, there was even more food out there to nibble on during the break. So I do the prayer of divine synchronization. It's one of my favorites. Just repeat silently after me. Run your light bodies. If you're a light body graduate, stay centered. Thank you, God. I am now synchronized divinely in everything I think, every decision I make, every direction I take, and with everyone I meet today. My day is in total harmony, and everything in my life flows beautifully, abundantly, and joyously, with the perpetual creating flow that is yours, God. Thank you, God. I hand over all the details of my life to you, and so it is done. Amen.
Yay, thank you so much, Lauren. Wow. Today, Haniel is going to talk briefly about what's going on in the world, only because there's so much, all the fires in California and everything that's going on. We had another school shooting here in Colorado, and the bombing in New York City, and just so many things happening. And it's when we're learning these ways that are part of who we are divinely, sometimes it's hard to understand how can we be in this wonderful teaching and then all this craziness is happening in the world. And it's hard to understand that. And so she's going to explain, make sure I'm on, she's going to talk about that and what we can do about that. And we can do something about that. And that's the thing that's really wonderful, is that we can actually do something about that. And it's hard when you're watching on the news and all of these tragedies are happening, and you so much want to do something. And many times we give donations to Red Cross or other organizations that are helping out, and we say our wonderful prayers, but sometimes it still doesn't feel like enough, and that we really want something for humanity. Well, she's going to teach that today. She's going to talk about that because that relates to what she's going to talk about next year, which is how to create miracles. Now, next year, each time she's going to go into the Akashic Records with these teachings, which is a wonderful thing. I know that for you that have experienced that, you really like that, where she reads directly from the Akashic Records about these different levels. Because the thing is that we're here to create miracles. We're here to live that as a reality. And although it can seem so far off, in truth, it's not really. It's really not far off at all. It's not any farther off than our own thoughts. And it's a beautiful thing for us to be able to remember that. We had that teaching as children, and we just knew we could do anything. We knew we were powerful beings, and we couldn't understand, well, why do our parents keep saying, no, money doesn't grow on trees, and no, you can't have that toy, and no, you, they wink at my mother. And we don't understand that. We're like, well, why not? I can do and be anything, so why can't I have that? And the thing is that we get to go back to that place of innocence and that place of wisdom and that place of knowing without how we know, and to make a difference in your lives. Haniel's going to do a little review about last time, wants some input as far as what you're doing and how you're doing it. I have to say, I've had some fun conversations with you, and you're writing. So many people, I am writing and burning and writing and burning and writing and burning. And did you do the convincing dialogue afterward? Nope. That's really important. Got to do that convincing dialogue. Got to fill it back in with something. So it's a very fascinating thing. This cough, and particularly last week, I did a massive clearing of something I did not know was there. And I mean, I am an emotional archaeologist. I dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. And I'm sure I've gone through many layers of civilizations to finally get to this piece that was really quite surprising, but I was really happy to change that. So we are very excited. We're experiencing a lot of changes here. I know you are too. I know you're going through a lot of changes. I know you wonder, well, when is it going to stop? Well, hopefully it doesn't. You know, that's about life. So, oh, good, we got somebody coming in. So I hope you enjoyed today. Make sure you have something to write on. If you want to take notes. If you don't, have somebody else borrow some paper from them if you like. We will have the recordings for sale in the next week or so. Joe has to do the editing on it. And thank you, Joe, for all your editing. Yay! Yay, yay, thank you. Thank goodness he likes doing it. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, close your eyes, please, if you will. Take a deep breath in. And as you take a deep breath in, allow yourself to be here. For now, it's the only place you need to be to experience all of who you are, to experience the great surrounding of all the angels and all their love for you. And I thank you, God, for the blessing of this day, for everyone that is here, for everyone that is watching, for this channeling, and God, for everybody in the world. For I know that this is all your creation. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It is miraculous. And as this great blessing goes out to everyone in the world, no matter who they are, no matter where they live, or what they believe, I thank you, God, for surrounding everybody and everything in this world in divine love, so that they may know this great blessing in their life, that they may feel it through and through, even if they don't understand or don't understand where it comes from. And I thank you, God, for all the archangels that are surrounding us now, assisting us throughout the day, and all our personal angels, so that we will remember that we are of spirit, we are not of physical. And in our spirituality, we are pure in our light, pure in our knowing, pure in our being. And I thank you, God, also as a special blessing goes out to all the people in the world that have gone through terrible things, difficult things, that we share in compassion and love for each and every one. And so as we gather the archangels of Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Zadkiel, Raziel, and Haniel, I thank you, God, that this message is given in truth, in wisdom, in knowledge, that it may be utilized by everyone that listens and everyone in collective consciousness. And as we go out into our families and our traditions and our visiting, I thank you, God, for the generosity of the universe that is given back to everyone. I thank you, God, for the healing of love that is given to everyone, that they may know their light now, bright, beautiful, and eternally shining. That they may know that as one single individual, they have the power to change this world for the better. I thank you, God. And so with these words it is done, may complete, and amen. All right. Thank you, everybody. Move things around here. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh. I am this thing that is in her mouth. Oh, 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 oh. I assure you it is not the taste of heaven. Hello to all of you. Hello, hello. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Breathe deep in your body. For you have entered into a time of beautiful renewal. until the 22nd of this month, you have astrological occurrence of Mercury in retrograde, which means things go backward. And so you are at a time period where you are going backward in your thoughts, your feelings, your discoveries. It is a beautiful thing. Because in going backward, there is an appreciation of going forward. And so we see special blessing for everyone. But they are in celebration of light. Oh, I cannot. I'm sorry. I must take this out. Wait. Oh, where is it? Oh, I put it here. I put it there. Oh, yes, here, water. Oh, I must say, Archangel Michael is laughing at me right now. He said, better you than me. Yes, you're so funny. So wonderful. Oh, I tell you, he's laughing a great laugh. He is holding his hands on his belly, and he is laughing a great laugh right now. His amazing thunder is rolling in the skies because he's laughing so much. I'm glad I can be a source of entertainment. It's wonderful. Why not? This is good for living of life. These changes that you are going through and you are watching in humanity, my dear one, remember this is a time of celebration. Celebrate. Celebrate in your own way. Celebrate good in your heart. Celebrate this wonderful time of new and beautiful and lights and treasures of the heart. And when you are with your families, doing your routine, think of a gift you can give them from your heart. Not money, no, but love. Perhaps you say something beautiful to them. Perhaps you share something that is a wisdom. Perhaps you share a remarkable thing that you notice from them. You see, because these are gifts that are precious, rare, and are received in the most beautiful way. Because it is a time of transformation in nature. All is becoming quiet. Life is going into hibernation. The ground is becoming colder in the northern regions. In the southern regions where it's still beautifully warm, there is still a quieting at this time, a sharing. And so, in this sharing, this time of warm hearts, filled with the nectar of life, sharing with others. It is difficult to think that not everyone feels this way. In my long journeys for all of eternity, I have had the cries of humanity. And they say, but how can it be that we have such a perfect creator creating us perfectly? And still terrible things happen. We've talked long about your thoughts over the many years. Last time I talked about the 3 powers of your thought. They are powerful. And what's important to understand is that that is a power that is given to you without judgment. without judgment, without limitations, without limitations. And they are an energy. And over the centuries and thousands of years of humanity, all thoughts that go out create a line of energy that interweaves itself into all of the earth. If you could see it, it is so dense that you can barely see through it. But in that thought, because thoughts never end, they can be changed, but they do not end, not in energy. They interweave a matrix of light so dense of the way that individuals think or fear or love or joyful or amazing. And this is where you are also feeling and receiving. And when there is a concentration of the thoughts that are not so happy, this is why individuals cannot feel that they can come out of that. They are encapsulated into it. And they do not hear the beautiful thoughts that you do. They do not hear hope. They hear the opposite. They hear you dare not hope, because nothing will ever change. And it will always be like this. So you cannot hope that it will change. You've heard that voice. You've heard that voice from time to time. And when you have heard this voice, you feel this is true because it echoes within your mind. And so for these individuals that fear fires in the land, thoughts are a request for manifestation. Request for manifestation. But now, even when there is a tragedy, what happens is there's a great ripple pouring through this dense energy of all thoughts that have ever been thought since the beginning of humanity. It's what you exist in. But you have grown in your compassion. You share it all over the world now. And so even when there's a tragedy, is it followed by great compassion, by great wisdom, caring, peacefulness, to say, no more, no more. You can change. And I will tell you, that voice will win. It will win. It is inevitable. And you're getting closer and closer to it all the time. Because that voice comes from your soul, your spirit, that knows greater and better. And it will win. And these voices that say you have to turn away from hope, to dare to think greater of your life, it will not win. It will not win. It is losing momentum now because there is a greater thought that is coming through, and that is the thought of compassion. It means I do not know you, but I feel you. I feel in my heart the terrible things you must be going through, how hopeless you must feel, how frightened you must be, how confused you must be. And so this is a great power that is coming from your heart chakra. And it builds and it builds. And so it is not only the words in your mind, the thoughts in your mind, but it is the feelings from your emotional, energetic bodies that are now contributing to this massive, massive mass of energy to change it. It does not stop, but it alters it It alters it. It alters it. Please do not stop. Do not stop with your prayers. And know that that power is so powerful, it is inevitable that it will win over. You, as a beautiful humanity, have these wonderful computers and internet and social network. Yes, and your wonderful telephones, all of that. I think really, dear ones, if we as archangels had telephones, because we can create as many of ourselves as we want, and we're an echo in collective consciousness, magnified exponentially, I think if we had cell phones, we'd overload the system. I wonder what phone numbers they would give us. And your telephone, really, your cell phones to me, little teeny tiny, little, I would have to have massive, big thing. I'm 57 feet tall. Can you imagine what type of cell phone I'd have to have? I wouldn't want to drop it on anyone. So no, my dear ones, you are an unstoppable force. As you are learning to not live with conditions, know that that knowledge alone, just that knowledge, it is inevitable that it will win. That you will have the remembrance of that convincing dialogue. You will have it. Over the last 2 months, I have taught you, well, really reminded you of the very thing that you need to change this world for the better. Your prayers are so beautiful. They are said so deeply within your being. And all prayers are answered. But remember that your prayers are thoughts too. They go into this mass. And they don't always seem as though they're being answered. You might feel as though you're being ignored. But please don't let that old, conditional, negative, hopeless voice speak any longer. Write it out as though you are severing an old tape recording and just spinning the wheels and let it run out. Because it has no truth in it. It has no truth. As this mass goes out of compassion and love and caring, you are doing something about it. Make no mistake. And in fact, you're doing one of the greatest things, because as a result of putting truth thought into this mass, it builds in strength so quickly because it's pure light, it's purity in thought, it holds the vibration of divine truth, and therefore it moves faster and greater and builds faster and greater than thoughts that are negative, that are hopeless or confusing. You are changing this right now. You are. It is magnificent to watch. We know it is not easy because many people go back into this complaining. But you have reached a time in your life that is very important. And that says that I must be who I am. Not your personality, but as a spiritual being, as light, an ethereal light. I see all your wonderful faces, all your wonderful faces, all your laughter and all your sadness in your prayers and your learning and your confusion and your understanding and all that you are, all that you give. And then, sometimes, you have this little spark inside of you that awakens your consciousness into who you really are. And for a moment, you're very happy. You feel uplifted. You feel as though you are the bravest thing ever. No fear. Full of love. You want to hug everyone. In that moment, you are void of time and space. You seem buoyant and still, but you sense for that moment you have no form. Not really. Nothing heavy, yet so solid. This is the journey you are on. For those glimpses are beginning to accumulate. The more you can give yourself the opportunity to move into this convincing dialogue, the more those moments will begin to collect and grow and reawaken you to who you are. Once again, pure, innocent, fun, and a deep knowing that there are no limitations, none at all. So yes, dear ones, you are a power, and you are changing this. When you hear negative things or tragic things on the news, or even your neighbor, your family, take a moment, a breath. Know that in that breath, you have a magnitude of the purest love. Imagine you're hugging them, sweetly, softly, just hugging them. Let them breathe. Imagine you are saying to them, I'm here, and it's going to be okay. I don't know how it's going to be okay, but it's going to be okay. Even if you don't know who they are, even if there's someone you would not want to hug, you're not giving them anything. You're allowing that which is their spark of life to flame up again, to know that they will be all right, because that is always an angel's message, an angel's hug. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You've heard us many times, even when you didn't know how you were going to be all right. I assure you, these individuals that are going through these terrible things feel exactly the same way. They really just need somebody to acknowledge that to them. A hug, a smile, a softness, safety, and a whisper in their ear, you're going to be all right. It is amazing the wisdom, the courage that blossoms like a great garden inside of you. No longer the desert of fear and worry, but the great garden of hope and knowingness, even when you don't know. Many times you will hear stories of individuals that have gone through terrible things. They didn't know what was going to happen. They were so frightened. But then a peacefulness came over them, quite unexpected. Peaceful, calm, and a knowingness that they were going to be all right. You're going to be all right. That comes from a purity of who you really are, because it's never disconnected from the divine truth. That's a power that you send your prayers out with. That you, little itch to the nose here, that you send out your love with. That's what changes the world. That that you have, that undefinable, quite surprising thing within you that comes from nowhere, some type of eternal echo within you that says, you're going to be all right. And the wash of that light, those feelings that feel so real, that assure you that's true. I'm going to be all right. So my dear ones, know it's inevitable. It will win. It is moving toward that right now. And it has speeded up to that inevitable end of winning, of love winning, truth winning, prayers winning, of humanity coming back to a place there are no more voices of hopelessness, but the voice of hope, not just in our ears, but in our being. Listen for those stories, for they are there. Share them with others so that they may share with you. And know you are on a great journey together, and your destination is coming up. I thank you for listening to me. Now, I'm going to give you a break for 10 minutes. Please come back. I have more information for you. Wonderful. Well, you've started again. Take a deep breath in your body. As you see, we've got a lovely diagram here. This is the perpetual circle of faith, potential, knowing, relax, request. I will talk for a little while about why, what is this? How does this work? Why does it work? And it is important because everything that I have been talking about for the last 2 months deals with, I think I'm going to use the one, there's a pointer. Oh, that's very fun. Oh, very fun indeed. All right, faith. Everything that you know about faith is about that convincing dialogue. Many of you have lost your faith, question your faith. Your faith is weakened over time. Many of you it's strengthened over time. You've seen so many things, so many miracles, that it strengthens this faith. Faith is a power. And why I say it is a power? Because it is an absolute. You either have faith or you do not. No matter to the degree that you grow your faith, you actually, dear ones, it's quite impossible to get away from. It just is there. It's there. No matter how much things happen in your life, it's there. It doesn't go away. Why doesn't it go away? I would like to argue it away. Sometimes there are individuals that criticize others for having great faith. But you know what it is. It's like a food to your soul. And faith is believing in something that you don't have any proof of. But there is something that is inexplainable, but tangible at the same time. You can't give faith to someone. You can have them have some faith in you. But this faith, I will tell you, is so anchored in that thing within you, that divine echo within you that cannot go away, because it's the very substance of who you are. And so as much as this is tested throughout all of life, it doesn't go away. Even if you think it's gone away, it hasn't. It might become very quiet inside of you. It begins to metamorphosize into other ideas. You're breathing in your body right now, aren't you? And your heart beats in your chest. Is that not faith? Why does it do that? You know you're going to take a breath after another breath, and even though you can't see your heart, you know it's beating. You can feel it beating. That is faith. It is the knowingness that something will continue to the extent you don't even have to think about it anymore. I would like you, with just that idea, to begin to examine how many things in your life that you have faith with. Perhaps it's your automobile, your faith that when you go to your automobile and you turn it on, it will take you to your next destination. You don't really think about it anymore. Yet it seems to be commonplace, almost automatic in your life. Dear ones, that's the power of faith. When that faith is so beautiful because it literally becomes a fabric of all of your reality. But let's say something happens to your automobile. It doesn't start. So what do you do? Oh, you lift the hood. I wonder what's wrong. You have faith that somehow, even though your automobile doesn't start, it will be fixed. It's that something inside of you that wraps around you and says, it's okay, you're going to be all right. There is a way to fix this. There's a way to bring it back into harmony. Some of you may call assistants to come. Some of you may call someone in your household. Some of you may stand at the open hood, scratch your head, say, why do I have it even open? I don't know anything in here. It's adorable. We think that's adorable. So it might be frustrating, aggravating, but there is a knowingness that this is temporary and it will be overcome. That's faith. That faith says life is a continuum. Because that life that you have within you is divine, perfect, and eternal. You are living divine law. You are the physical manifestation of that. You are the physical manifestation of the divine law of the absolute. It is what it is. You are what you are. And everything in your life is a reflection of that divine law. That's faith. Some people find it in beautiful churches, temples, synagogues, ancient writings. Some find it in beautiful forests and trees. Some people find that place of faith standing on top of a tall mountain top with these tiniest of fiberglass long sticks on the bottom of their feet, and have great faith they will have great fun getting down to the bottom of the hill. We love that. We think, of course. So faith is the beginner of everything possible. Possible. Have faith in yourself. You are that spark of life. You are the physical manifestation of a God law. You are a law in physical form. And laws cannot be changed. They're absolute. And you are the law of the absolute. And it is that faith that will always be there. Even if you don't think it's going to be there, it will be there. It is that thing that comes up inside of you. You don't know where, but it's there. And it will continue to be there. You can't wear it out. You can't really push it away. You can be frustrated with it, but it's not going to go away. It's just there. Because it is you. It is your soul, it is your spirit, it is your life. But the thing about faith is it's also the great equalizer, harmonizer, bringing everything back into it. Faith tells you a most important thing, and that is what thought has created, thought can change. If your thoughts have created a life you don't want, your thoughts can create a life you do want. And that is so beautiful. You have great faith, you will think. You're thinking right now. Some people say, I can't stop my mind. It just keeps going. But you see, it is that sense that's unexplainable, but can be relied on. Reliable. Faith is reliable. It's a constant, a continuum, an eternal presence within you that cannot go away. Beautiful. So how do you have more faith? Well, I've already talked about that. Write and burn, write and burn. Get rid of that old voice that tells you silly things that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. You don't need to listen to that. Faith tells you you're not solid. Do you know that? Isn't that interesting? Faith tells you you're not solid. And you're not. You're ethereal. You're like a gas that has been trapped into a physical form in love, in life, in vitality, and you work together. But you are not that dimensional. You're not solid. And even this body is not solid. And faith tells you that. So, write and burn. Get rid of those negative, limiting, unhappy voices that try to restrict you and who you are and what you can be. Please, dear ones, say your convincing dialogue. The dialogue that says your truth, the God truth, the truth that will never end. Faith understands that peace inside of you, understands when I say to you, everything is made of the Creator. The Creator simply conforms the Creator into all you beautiful people here, all you beautiful ones watching, this church, your clothes, your automobile, everyone you see. Faith is saying, that's right. Okay, I can believe that. Because it is a truth. And being the power of the Absolute, it resonates with that absolute truth. When I say that the Creator never stops, constantly creates, and everything that the Creator creates is perfect. Even if I do not know as an individual that it's perfect, it's still perfect. When I say my Creator is good, and therefore my life can only be good because the Creator creates my life. Faith says yes. All conditional voices say, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know, not sure. But faith is still there too. So the convincing dialogue aligns to the totality of the essence of who you are as a physical manifestation of the universal divine law of the Absolute. It agrees with it. Everyone in the world is on a journey right now to finally let go of the things in our life, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, that don't agree with the truth of who you are. And no one can escape it. It's so immense, and it's growing, that inevitably it will win, because that truth is the truth. It is who you are. It's how you've always been and how you always will be. So any thoughts that are limiting, that try to take you away from your faith and say, well, I'm logical, I'm rational. Maybe so. Perhaps you are logical. Perhaps you're even rational. But are you truth? That's the question. And that's the question that is reverberated through you from faith. Because it is your nature to come back to who you are. And you have not been living that. Because this compassion, again, is changing this mass of old way of thinking. Right now, it is allowing humanity to finally examine their life objectively, to say, no, I don't want these negative voices anymore. I don't want lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence, taking everything personally, not having what I want. And as we move into the next level, oh, very good. I've got my pointer. Potential. Potential. What is first part of that word? Potent. Potent. And I'm going to break down the word. Potent, all. Potent, all. Potential. To create a miracle, which means that it is beyond logic. It's vast, it's perfect, it's exquisite in every way. It can even make you laugh when you are crying. Because something inside of you feels as though finally the door opened to eternal sunshine. And you're feeling it warm you. You know that something unexplainable, yet perfect, just took over. But here's the fun part. It didn't take over. It was there all along. All along, you are potent with unlimited potentiality. Anything's possible, and you are potent with it. You are fertile with it, and it's all of it. The idea that you are diminished in any way, again, false idea. Conditions, lack, limitation. That's what that is. That's what I talked about last month. You can have it all. If I was to be Santa Claus, yeah, I would be very interesting Santa Claus. But I say, here, I'm 57 feet tall, you can all sit on my knee. It's okay. So, you are fabulous, you've been so good this year. What would you like? I can give you anything. What would you like? Some of you know what that is. Some of you want health or love, finances, or all of that. Some of you want peace for the world. I'm a wonderful Santa Claus. I say, it's yours. You already have it in you. You've already received the gift. You just didn't know it was there. Everything you could ever want, you have. But the conditional voice says you don't, and you can't have it, or it's too difficult, or you tried and it didn't work. Go back to your faith. What is potential? Even thinking about that with a miracle, the mind goes into, I'm going to say, flubluxation. Flub. Because it's a, I don't know what's possible. Good, excellent, wonderful. Because when you don't know, your logical mind opens up. The conditional mind is not talking anymore. It sort of blows the mind of the conditional mind. Not wonderful. I don't know. Good. That is the innocence of a child. A child does not have rational thinking. It's not developed in their brain yet. But every day is a potential. What can I play? What can I create? What can I imagine? What can I do? The discovery of who they are every day is astonishing. The imagination that you have as a child is rich and fertile. And it grows. Where'd it go? Why don't you have that fertile child mind anymore? It's not gone away. It hasn't gone away. It didn't go away. You put it away. You put it away because the conditional mind started to tell it, you must be quiet now. You're the mind of a child. You don't think right. It's silly. You shouldn't hope for such things because you need to live a real life. I'll help you with that. But you've really got to think in a limited way because you're unrealistic. I think that's a good voice to write out and burn. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're in that place of potential, you're in the mind of the Creator. And you are the vessel of that miracle. You are the container of everything. As you move now into knowing that you have faith, knowing that you don't know what the potential is, but you know it can be. You may not know where that knowing comes from. There is no way to define it. But you know. You know, and you feel that what you're demonstrating is actually faith. Some people say, I can't get to the knowing. Write out and burn, you've got a conditional voice in there. It's trying to hide you from your knowing. It's always there. It doesn't go away. And if it's telling you not to listen to that, not to listen to me, not to listen to this information about moving that conditional old recording out, write out and burn that voice. Anything that is going to stop you from truly being who you are, a magnificent being, write that voice out, burn it. Say your convincing dialogue. I am the creation of the perfect and one Creator. I cannot dissolve myself from the Creator, for we are one. The Creator created me and everything in my life. I live within the Creator, and the Creator is good, and my life can only be good. That's a knowing voice. It speaks the truth, which harmonizes with the truth of who you are, the potential of who you are in spirit, And it reconnects you with a river of energy that is the pure feeling of the Creator within you. It's a river of energy. You get excited. You feel alive. You don't even know how. Now, you've been moving toward that. You have a greater knowing today than you did before because you've been doing your wonderful exercises. And that knowing is starting to grow again. Do you notice you become more intuitive? You've got a knowing about things now. And that intuition is right. It's 100%. Because after all, it comes from the Creator. Good. So the fourth is relax, relax, relax. If anyone has a cat, cats have the most beautiful way of relaxing. Everything goes limp. Dogs can be the same way. They know how to relax. They don't care if they're what position their body's in, they're just relaxed. Why? Relaxing allows a flow of the divine through you. If you're nervous and you're anxious, that's the other voice, conditional voice, fearful voice. Relax means you're not afraid. You're fearless. There's nothing to be afraid of. That convincing voice, there's nothing for me to be afraid of because everything, the Creator, and the Creator is good and can only be my good. Can't be struggling or dangerous or humiliating or failure. God doesn't fail. I can't fail because God creates all my reality. So any thought that I could fail is a false thought. It's a conditioned thought. It's not true. Relax. That's something that comes from inside of you that says you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And many times it will say, relax. It's all right. You can be all right. I would like to change the spelling to relux. Let the light back in. Lux, let the light back in. Relux, regain your light. It's all right. You're fine. God never left. And you never left your faith. And finally, you make your request. From that relaxed state, from the knowing, from knowing about potential, and from faith. And you make a request. And you will find that after you make a request, your mind goes into the visualization quite naturally that it's already done. Allow yourself to drift for a moment in that beautiful visualization that it's done. Please understand, all of this may be happening within seconds. I've just taken a moment here to help you to break it down. Very important. Some of the individuals in California that had to go away from their home to take with them as much as they could or as little as they could. Many of them thought to themselves, I will have no home. That's it. I've lost everything. But that voice inside said, you're going to be all right. Their friends, their family said, you can come and live with me. Their insurance company have contacted them, will cover this for you. They're not liking the idea of starting over again. Some of the things that they lost were priceless because they were of family and memories, and they can't replace it. Some of them worried about the animals. But some of them are realizing they're okay. They start to relax. They know they're all right. Then they make their request. They say their prayer, not just for themselves, but for everyone. And here comes this feeling again from their faith, it's going to be all right. Some of them have returned with their homes untouched. Untouched. They have a home still. All their belongings are still there. The precious things they thought they were going to lose, they didn't lose. It's all there. It's a miracle. Because where they saw the fire, that was not going to be so. So how did that happen? Well, that I cannot explain to you. I can't explain miracles to you. Isn't that wonderful? I can't explain them to you because they will not make sense to your logical mind. I can't say that the Creator can do anything. And if that means that fire did not touch their homes, even though it was right there, not a singed bush, nothing disturbing their home. How was that so? The home was not flooded with water. How was that so? As though it was as pristine as when they left it. How was that so? And I smile to you and I say, faith. Faith is the only explanation. I can't explain the Creator to you. I do not have enough words. Even as archangels, we do not understand the Creator. Isn't that wonderful? And the reason why the Creator keeps changing so quickly, we can't even track it. But we know that the Creator is and will always be. Some of you have lost faith in the word God. Some people don't like when I mention the word God. More, my dear ones, it's a word. It's a word to explain a power. You can use Creator. Yes. Or as I did many years ago, explain the Creator in any name you want to name. So we named the Creator Bob. Almighty Bob. Creator of all things. Perfect in every way. We thank you, the great Bob. Your mind must put some type of identification to it, because that's how your logical mind learns. God is a chosen word. But the meaning of what I explain, is there any name to? Not really. Does it need to be named? Not really. So please, my dear ones, use whatever name you would like to put to this magnificent force that you are. It's so adorable to think that as you're sitting here with your bright faces and making little notes and all your amazing clothes you have on, all the beautiful ones watching, I'm just talking to Bob. You're all Bob, and it's lovely how beautiful Bob is. So my dear ones, when you go out into the world, please put your mind upon one thing. If you will keep your mind on one thing, please ask your angels to keep your mind what is called one of the miracle thoughts. That's in this wand, you see. Perhaps it is, I am the thoughts of God. All resources are available to me. I have the answer. I am enough. I am the miracle, and everything in my life reflects that. Or choose your own statement. Perhaps the statement is, I am safe. Do you know that that thought that you're thinking, I am safe, because it is a divine truth, goes out into this mass and begins to alter it, metamorphosize it. You hold that one thought. Say, angels, help me with this. Creator, help me with this. I wish this to be the permanent thought that always is conscious in the back of my mind. It's always there. I am safe. Can be, I am love. Can be, I am health. All good, all truth, all perfection can never be changed. So please, pick something. Please continue to do your work. Don't let that complaining mind complain anymore. You don't want it, but it brings you. Continue to do your work, because it's a miracle. And you're doing great work for yourself. And you're doing great work for humanity. That's even equally as beautiful. I will not say more, because you are very important. So we're going to give Memra's voice a bit of a rest. I'm going to give you a break for 10 minutes, please. And then when you come back, I have my wonderful closing statement for today. I think you're going to like it. Wonderful. Thank you, dear ones. wonderful. Wonderful. Before I begin again, I would love to hear from whoever would like to share, how are they doing with last month's homework? Oh, we've got a hand up. I love it.
I literally have burned, I think, the equivalent of an entire tree.
Oh.
I didn't know that I could write out so much stuff. But it has absolutely been life-changing. And it was a little heartbreaking to think that I'd been carrying that around inside of me for so long. But I'm very grateful for the technique and being able to release it. And now I'm just working on the confirming positive thoughts and putting those in. So
Yes.
thank you very much for the technique.
You are very welcome. I tell her she's got all these things in her pocket. Thank you, my dear one. It's very exciting, isn't it?
Really quickly, could I ask a question? When we're doing the positive thoughts, Zach Yale said it's very important to say therefore.
Indeed,
Could you
yes.
explain again why therefore is so important?
Well, as last month I talked about the convincing dialogue, and I used the word therefore. And the word therefore, for example, my creator is perfect and only creating good. Therefore, my reality can only be good. Therefore means this can only go forth. This cannot continue in anything else but this truth. And so that's what therefore is about. It says that I come to this understanding, and this understanding is absolute. Yes, that's very good. I use therefore as many times as possible. Therefore, I love that. And again, it works because it's what your essence is and takes it in, because your essence knows, well, of course that's right. I'm not going to argue with it, because why should I argue with anything that is truth? It's true. Wonderful, thank you. It's very exciting. Anyone else would like to share? Huh? Would like to share?
Yes, after I write and burn, like the next day I get kind of grumpy.
We're grumpy. Oh, it's called clearing.
I know
All
that.
it's in our pocket. I'm going to take out, because it's, oh, that's much better. All right. Get grumpy.
I get grumpy
Anyone
the next
getting
day.
grumpy? Clearing, yeah. That's good. How long last?
Like the morning, all day sometimes.
Oh, well, at least one day.
Yeah, one day.
Not years.
No, not a year.
Yes, that's good.
No, it's not.
Good. You're making progress.
Exactly.
That's really good.
Yes, thank you so
Very
much.
good. So grumpy is clearing, old energy is leaving.
Yes.
Right, very good.
Yes, it's good.
Wonderful. Now, this dear one over here, you have question? Oh, it's Rosie. You have question? No question. Look at all this, my dad, your Mati.
Could you repeat the confirmation that we need to say after we burn, and also make sure that people get rid of the ashes?
Oh, so yes, thank you, dear one. I can, it's not a script really, it's just a suggestion. But when you burn, it's best to burn outside if you can. Sometimes you can't burn outside. You don't have an outside to go to, like an apartment building or something. Or if you're at a hotel, I don't really find that very helpful, is it? You can't go to a hotel and say, by the way, I'd like to burn all these papers. You say, well, I have a shredder. No, got to be burned. Got to be burned. You can, also to, you want to make sure you've gotten rid of all the ashes and that you burn it up completely. Because remember, you're destroying an old recording, and you don't want any remnants of it. But what's lovely, if you can burn it outside in a container, let the wind take the ashes. Because when the wind takes the ashes, it means it's gone from you. Isn't that lovely? As though nature is participating. And it's a beautiful thing. Of course, always safe, in a safe manner to burn, of course. But it is, bless the trees, all the trees, because, yes, you do end up using a lot. But please understand that what you burn will not return. That rather rhymes, doesn't it? What you burn won't return. I think that's even better. I think I can be quoted on that. Isn't that lovely? So what you burn won't return. Isn't that wonderful? Ta-da! Convincing dialogue is this. First, it is an understanding of what do you define as your creator. So, your creator is a very big creator. It is everything, everywhere, and in here. My creator is the most powerful force in existence. My creator is perfect in every way, and my creator created me from the creator. So I am the substance of the creator. And I am perfect, whole, and complete, because that is what the creator is. The creator is perfect, whole, and complete. And the creator creates everything in my existence. And the creator is good, and so all of my existence, therefore, can only be good. Not bad, not difficult, not limiting, good. And so good, it's exponential. Can't even know where it's going to go. It's that big. And what you will find after reaffirming to yourself who your creator is in reality, what your creator is, and what are you in reality, and therefore what can only be your reality. That's primarily the 4 levels of discussing the convincing dialogue. The convincing dialogue is a convincing. You're saying, I'm speaking the truth, the absolute truth, and you need to listen to me. So who are you talking to? You. But the different levels of you. To say, listen to me, I'm saying the absolute truth. So, who is the creator? What is the creator? You see? Who are you? And therefore can only be a reality. That's convincing dialogue. Does that help you, dear one? Is that what you wanted to hear? All right, good. All right. Anything else anyone would like to? Oh, wonderful. Yes. Oh, now she has something in her eye.
I've been trying to think about how I'm going to put this into words because it's more of a, when you talk about knowingness, it's more of a knowingness. But when I first started coming here over a year ago, a little over a year ago, I had just been told that I had stage 4 cancer. And with this, these teachings and what you have shared, and I'm going to get emotional here, what I know now what I have always known is that I don't have cancer, and that the latest scan told me that I don't have cancer.
Oh, my dear one. Thank you. Yes.
And it's such this, what you have given us as this protocol to do, has almost cemented in my being, where I'm not going back to the old thoughts as much as I was, because I was not necessarily positive thinking, but knowing thinking. And that has been the difference for me. And so I am so
Oh,
so
my dear
blessed.
one. Mwah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear one. Yes, you got your miracle. You got your miracle, dear one. Of course you did. And there's so much more to happen with that. Yes, dear one. Because the thing is that when you look upon that experience and how it has metamorphosized you, you are not the same person that a year and a half ago you were. You have returned yourself back to your essence. And you will never again leave that spot, because, dear one, that which you release does not return. You understand? Good. Beautiful. Mwah. Thank you, my dear one. Lovely. Wonderful. So we share with her, love her, as all of our lovely ones. Because the thing is, if someone tells you you cannot be, do, or have, and the knowingness says, that's not right. That's not true, because it isn't. It isn't. Yes. Yes. I would tell you, Memra went through yet another miracle healing. Earlier this year, she didn't want to say anything because she wanted to be in her own thoughts about it. She was diagnosed with cataracts, both eyes. And the doctor said, we're going to set up surgery for you. And she said, no, that doesn't feel right. So she sat in prayer. She knows her truth. She does not have cataracts now. No surgery. No surgery. And the reason why, because no, that's a false growth. That is not true and cannot be true. She knows whatever thoughts created that experience, the thoughts undid the experience. All right? It's very simple that way. So when she looks out, it's very fun for her. She has glasses, but she leaves them home. She leaves them home. She says, why? I don't need them. And it's not that she doesn't value the doctors and their knowledge. No. She does. But she also knows it's my body. And I have to flow with what feels right for me. There have been times when she goes through operation for her nose. His little nose had a septum that looked like a lightning bolt inside. Lightning bolt. But nose still tiny on her face. Doctor was very surprised. He said, your nose should be all over your face. And she said, well, it's not. And he said, I don't even know how you're breathing. And she said, I must suck in a lot of air. So she goes through surgery. After years of trying to work with Reiki and God and prayer to heal itself, said, surgery is the right thing. So she picked a wonderful surgeon. He's singing during the surgery. And he still left her with a little nose. Still little nose. And fixed everything inside. But she knew it was God operating on her. And God was the medicine. And God was everything involved. And so she knew it was going to be perfect. I tell you, that morning for surgery, she was so elated. She said to anesthesiologist, I'm sure you've never had anyone come in here and be as excited about surgery as I am. He said, no, usually they're not very excited. They're usually terrified, but he says, you're not terrified at all, are you? No, bring it on, I'm so excited. I can hardly wait. And he's, okay. Do you know that because she knew it was God operating on her, that she actually fell asleep during surgery? The doctor was shocked. When she fell asleep, he looked up at the anesthesiologist. He said, did you do that? He said, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And doctor was so overwhelmed with gratitude that Memra trusted him so much that she would just fall asleep. Let him do what he is going to do, because she knew he was the hands of God. Knew it through and through. That was her miracle. So most people would not know this little nose went through quite a lot of surgery to still be a little nose. But it's the things in life that you say, no, I do not, I run the scan through my body. That doesn't feel right. Not that you're saying negative to anyone else or opportunities, but please have faith in yourself. Because that voice that's telling you that is always telling the truth. Because that's who you are, and that is what you are connected with. And it's a beautiful thing. My wonderful closing statement for today. My dear ones, know who you are. For in all of creation, you are perfect. And any voice that tells you otherwise is not telling you the truth. If you will close your eyes right now, for what is being sent to you through your crown chakra is the purest of light. You simply close your eyes, open and receive, and know that this is for you today. The special light that is coming to you through your crown chakra is as though you are being kissed upon the head by the Creator in gratitude to you for your existence. For your eternal existence. That you are the Creator's perfect creation. For this beam of light is the purest of divine love, the purest of love. Breathe it in and let it fill your body. Continue to breathe and receive this light. Let it fill up your body. Let it fill up your thoughts. Feel it warm you from inside. As it lights up all your chakras. This is your eternal gift today. For the light that is shining into your crown chakra, the special light of divine love, is yours forever. It will never stop. You are the magnificent power. You are great. One of the greatest experiences of the divine. You are great. Now, as you hold that one thought in your mind, let it repeat and repeat. You may ask the Creator to make this thought permanent. For as this thought touches into the pure power of divine love, it is already in the matrix of all thought, moving faster, clearer, echoing eternally. This one thought. You are the center of the waves of miracles. Do not discount what you see today in miracles. Never think of it as passing coincidence. That is not a coincidence. It's a miracle that you have participated in. Each day it will build, and you will see greater. Smile a great smile. Know this is the echo of miracles. Coming back multiplied and multiplied into eternity. For you, for everyone. For you, for everyone. For you, and for all things. Take back that which you are. Let it be within you. Now as you remain quiet and still, I send my love and my halos to you, all of you, continuously. My love goes with you every day. I love to wrap my great big wings around you. Speak softly to you. It's all going to be all right. I'm here with you, and I'm not going to leave. You'll be just fine. Is there a blessing of that which is the miracle of the Creator bestowed upon each and every soul that can hear my voice and beyond. This love transmission is theirs forevermore, and I thank you, God. It has been my great honor to speak with you. Please remain in silence as they will take Memra off the stage for now. so that you may enjoy the rest of today's offering of gifts to you. But remember, dearest ones, you are the eternal gift. And that gift is more precious than anything you could ever imagine. You are precious, beautiful, perfect, divine. I love you, and I shall depart for now.
So as we close, it always feels awkward to shift into raffle mode. But that is what we're doing next. So we do have some beautiful gift items here. I kind of just want to stay in this space, but we'll do the raffles quietly. How's that? What's the first one?
The first one is from Terry Tupper. It is,
Is it this?
yeah, it's a heart chakra generator disc. Emma Van Gorder.
Nice. Are the people online still online, Joe? Okay. So this is Terry Tupper Beautiful Disc, won by Emily. Oh. She loved it. You got one. There you go.
Peggy Dennis.
Peggy Dennis? Oh, Peggy. Excellent. So there are three rings here from Katarina Sperling. These are the Light Life technology tools. So why don't you come up and pick one that you really want? So there's a sacred cubit, a lost cubit, or an empowerment cubit.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Thank you. And this one goes to Canada. Candace Twa.
Candace. Oh, we love you, Candace.
Yes.
We'll pick one of these for you, one of the Light Life tools. Fabulous.
from the best one.
Marie. Awesome. I think most of you know this is Memra's mama. That's so great.
This is from Memra. This is from Memra, and it's going to Cindy Gates. Love you, Cindy. We've had a lot of conversations.
Nice. So this is the programmable crystal, which seems so perfect for today. Carries special and unique energy. Whatever prayer you are saying, it actually feels the power of the prayer's words. It's really a powerful crystal. She's not here, though.
Right.
Okay, got it. Fabulous. Thank you all very, very much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Yes. See you all next year. Yeah.